So what separates the people who loses weight, who starts businesses, who builds wealth, who finds more peace in their lives from those who just talk about it? I can tell you it's not more talent, it's not more motivation, but they have learned to reprogram their mind so they can follow through no matter what. So if you're someone who is full of ideas, but you're tired of falling short and not following through, and you're tired of starting over, then this video is for you, because in this video, you're going to learn exactly how to break free from the things that keep you inconsistent and reprogram your mind for extreme discipline. So let me ask you, why is it that the people who are less talented, less intelligent, have fewer resources, why is it that they keep winning? How do they show up every single day? Right? Take action, build momentum, while everybody else is just spinning their wheels. They're starting, they're stopping, they're starting, they're stopping. Do they have some type of special ability, something that is innate that causes them to follow through no matter what? No. What it is who they are on the inside is aligned with what they want on the outside. So discipline isn't something they just try to do, but discipline is who they are. They don't try to be confident. They just are confident. They don't try to follow through. They just follow through. And they wired themselves to be that way. Now, when I say wired, I don't mean that they were born that way. Don't mean they have a special ability and a natural talent to be that way. Because when you really think about it, in reality, most of us is wired for laziness, wired for comfort, wired for destruction. So they took that original wiring, rewired themselves to make discipline look effortless, right? And how did they do that? They built intentional, or they took intentional effort to build systems so that following through isn't something that they're just trying to do, but it's something that is a part of them, right? They're acting in alignment with who they believe themselves to be, right? So who they believe themselves to be on the inside is equal and aligned with what they want on the outside. See, something that many people don't realize is that discipline is a skill. More importantly, it's a byproduct of your identity. Here's the truth. We will always act equal to who we believe ourselves to be. We will never be able to act consistently when we are out of alignment with what we believe about ourselves. Never. So if you believe that you're disorganized, you're going to find a way to be disorganized. If you believe that you're a person who gets things done regardless, that behavior will show up because of that belief, right? Why? Because your identity will always prove itself right. Now, when I say identity, what I mean is identity is the thoughts you believe to be true or untrue about yourself. It's that internal dialogue that nobody else hears but you. It's the thing that says that you're not good enough, you're not strong enough, you're not talented enough, you're not smart enough, right? It's also the thing that says that you're worth more than people give you credit for, that you're stronger than people think, right? It's that internal voice that nobody else hears but you. It's the thoughts you believe to be true or untrue about yourself. Now, when I say the thoughts you believe to be true, a lot of people take that and believe or think that a belief is just a single thought. Like somebody that you want to be or somebody that you wish you were, right? The thoughts you have every now and then. That's not a belief, right? Beliefs are things that cause you to act without question. For instance, let me ask you this. How often do you question if a chair is going to hold you or not before you sit in it? Or do you just sit in a chair? Are you inspecting the chair? Are you looking at all the screws? Are you shaking the chair to make sure it's sturdy enough? Are you making sure it can handle your weight? No, you just sit in a chair. Why? Because you believe that chair will hold you. You've had so many chairs that you've sat in and built the evidence that you believe chairs will hold you, right? And you've seen other people sitting in chairs. So it's like, why wouldn't a chair hold me? It's something that you don't think about. Why? Because it's a belief. It's ingrained in who you are. But you got to realize that you do know that chairs break, right? Someone can build a chair with the 20-pound weight limit and somebody sits in that's 100 pounds, that chair is likely to break. Someone can build a chair that is off structurally, and that chair will break. So chairs do break. I remember me and my wife, we bought a chair for her studio room. And this chair had a metal bottom. And I was in her studio room using it for, I think I was doing an audio book for my book, and I was using it. And I sat in the chair, and the chair broke. Now, after that chair broke, I didn't go and say, oh man, now I got to check every chair before I sit in it. No, I literally went to the next chair and sat in that chair to try to fix this chair. So even if a chair broke, you're still going to go to the next chair and sit in it without even thinking about it. And our identity works the same way. When you truly believe something about yourself, there is no negotiation. There is no back and forth. There is no conversation. There's just action. Why? Because your mind, your body, your soul, everything treats it as law. This is what it is, so I act without even thinking about it. That's what a belief is, right? A belief is not magic, but it's something that you build over time through your thoughts and through your actions. So if you believe you're inconsistent, you'll find a way to prove it true. If you believe you're a person who follows through regardless, you'll find a way to prove it true. Your identity will always prove itself right. So when you've been setting goals and breaking them, it's not because you're lazy. It's because your identity will always prove itself right. If you're trying to get a new result with your old identity will always win every single time. It does not lose. All it does is win every time. Which is why we will always act equal to who we believe ourselves to be. See, and this is why willpower always fails, right? See, people think discipline is about, I need more willpower. I need more self-control. I need to just work harder. It doesn't work that way, because you're trying to outperform something when you're using willpower or trying to use willpower. You're trying to outperform something that hasn't changed within your identity, hasn't changed within your beliefs. Because until you change that, everything is going to be exactly the same. You may have a little bit of motion. You may have a little bit of results. It's just like someone who goes, they lose 5-10 pounds, and then they're, boom, 5-10 pounds is right back. Someone who lose 30-40 pounds, then boom, 30-40 pounds is right back. Why? Because we will always act in alignment and equal to who we believe ourselves to be. You may think you're getting a little bit of motion. You may think you're making change. You may think that things are working. But until you change those internal thoughts and beliefs that you believe to be true or untrue about yourself, whether it's good or bad, whether it's constructive or destructive, empowering or disempowering, until you change those things, everything will be exactly the same. So you must align your thoughts and actions and who you believe yourself to be. That is internal, with the things you want on the outside. Who it is that you need to be to have those results. That's what causes the people to be able to follow through. Even when they have less talent, even when they have less intelligence, even when they have fewer resources, even when they're just destined to, if you look at their circumstances, you would think they're just destined to lose, guaranteed to lose. That's why they still win. That's why they still follow through. Because it's not something they're just trying to do, but they're acting in alignment with who they are. So let's talk about how someone can begin to reprogram their mind for extreme discipline. And the answer is simple. You have to dare to transform your life. See, most people say they want things to change, but they themselves are unwilling to change. They say, I want to lose this weight, but they are unwilling to eat differently. They're unwilling to meal prep. They're unwilling to go to the gym. They're unwilling to create an environment that sets them up for success. They're unwilling to cut some conversations off. They're unwilling to distance themselves from certain people, certain places, certain patterns, certain things. They're unwilling to change themselves to get the results they want. They want everything outside of them to change, but they don't want to have anything to do with it. I want to stay the same, but I want my things to change. It don't work that way. I wish it did. That'd be nice, right? But it does not work that way. Life is all about alignment. It's about aligning your thoughts and actions with what you want, your thoughts and actions with where you want to be, with who you want to become. So you have to dare to change, right? You have to have the courage to want to transform, because you're stepping into this unknown that you do not know, right? So dare is your key to transformation. And that starts with, you must define and decide, right? Look, if you don't know where you're going, you'll just end up going nowhere. You can't get to your destiny without direction. So I want you to imagine this. Imagine you're getting into your car and you have a GPS, right? So you get into the car, you put on your seatbelt, you start the car, and you want the GPS to take you somewhere. But you still didn't enter in the destination. You said, I just want to go somewhere amazing, right? But you didn't enter it in. You're just staring at the GPS like, I want to go somewhere amazing. And you're telling yourself that, but you're not entering in anything in the GPS. Because you did not enter an address or a destination in the GPS is just useless. It only works when you define where you want to go. It has all the capabilities of taking you where you want to go. It has all the capabilities of getting you there on time, of telling you what time you're going to get there. It has the capabilities of giving you detours if you decide you want to change your mind. But until you enter that destination, it's going to be useless. And the same thing works in life, right? Until you define where you want to go, you'll just be sitting on idle. You'll just be sitting in the same place, not going anywhere, right? Kind of like running on the treadmill. Going in the same place, going nowhere. So you have to define who it is that you want to become, where it is you want to go, the results that you want. The more specific you can be on that, the better. After that, you have to decide to become that person. You have to decide to go after those results, because a decision and a choice is not the same thing, right? To decide something is saying that there's no negotiation. There's no going back. I'm locking the door. I'm throwing away the key and I'm going this way, right? I'm burning all of my boats and I'm going to swim my way to where I got to go, right? There is no going back to shore, because if I try to swim back, I ain't going to make it. Way too far. It's easier to go this way. So when you make a decision, you don't give yourself an out. But see, like a lot of people, what they like to do, they like options, right? So they like to go and I'm going to lock the door, but I'm going to put this key in my pocket, right? Just in case. Because if things get too hard and I see something that I don't like, I'm going back, right? I might come back down this aisle again, or I might come back down this path again, but I'm going to keep this key right here in my pocket, just in case. And then as soon as things get hard, you start negotiating with yourself, right? Because you know you got that scapegoat in your pocket and you start to touch it. You like to feel on it. You keep your hand in your pocket so you can make sure it's there. Because if this gets too hard, I'm just going back to what I know, where it's comfortable. But it doesn't work that way. When you make a decision, you say, I'm going this way, regardless of what happens on this path. I'm staying on this route. I may fall. I may get weak. I may hurt, right? I may have to go through some things. I may want to quit, but I'm staying on the path and I'm going this way because I can't go back. There is no going back, right? So you have to decide you have to decide to become that person. You have to decide the thing you're going after, and you have to decide to go after it, not choose to go after it. Because when you make a choice, you're giving yourself to choose something is to choose from multiple things, right? I can go this way or I can go back. When you make a decision, day means of or from. The word side, the word decide, day, of or from, side, to cut. You cut yourself off from any other option being a possibility. So you make a decision and you go this way. You have to define what it is that you want, who it is you want to become, and you have to make a decision to go that way. That's number one. Number two, you have to align. You have to align your thoughts and actions to the person who has the results that you want. The first thing you need to do is you need to change your thoughts and actions and the conversations that you're having about yourself, right? I mean, the conversations you're having with yourself. You have to align your thoughts and actions with success. A person who's in shape, they think a certain way. A person who's wealthy, they think a certain way. A person who has peace in their life, they think a certain way. So you have to align your thoughts and actions with that person who already has the results that you want, with the success principles of the thing that you want. Like I said, life is all about alignment. And you're doing this because you're building beliefs. Because remember, we will always act in alignment and we will always act equal to what we believe about ourselves. There is never a point where you can act consistently and be out of alignment with the thoughts you believe to be true about yourself. You can never act out of alignment with your beliefs, ever. Consistently, that is. Right? You may do an action or you may do something for a little while, but it won't last. Because again, your identity will always prove itself right. See, our beliefs are formed from the thoughts we say to ourselves repeatedly and the actions that we do to back those thoughts up. See, our life will always move in the direction of our most dominant and duplicated thoughts. Our life will move in the direction of our most dominant and duplicated thoughts. See, the more you think, speak, and act like the person that you are working towards becoming, the faster you'll be able to meet that person. And you may be thinking to yourself, well, just changing the way I think and speak is not going to change anything. Yes, you may think that, but imagine this. Imagine you're in a car driving down the road and you're going a certain direction. And right now, the direction that you're going it's in alignment to your current habits, your current thoughts, your current beliefs, your current attitudes, everything that makes up who you are now. This road is keeping you in the same path, same direction, same place. You're going the same place. Nothing's going to change, right? You're driving in this car. Now imagine, right? You're in an open field. There's no lines. There's no nothing. You're just driving in a straight line. And you're holding that steering wheel straight. You're not moving at all. Now imagine if you take that steering wheel and cock it to the right 1 inch. That's it. 1 little inch. At first, that 1 inch doesn't look like a lot. All right? At first, it looks like you're going in the same direction. But after the miles stack up, after you get to mile 1, mile 2, mile 3, mile 4, mile 5, you'll eventually end up in a totally different direction. You'll end up on a new road. You'll end up in a new location. And you'll be experiencing an entirely different life. So changing your thoughts and actions may feel like it's small in the beginning. It may feel like it's not working. But the longer you stay in it, right? And the longer you can stay on that path and hold that 1 inch. It's just 1 inch. Just hold that 1 inch. The more it compounds over time, and it'll take you in a totally different direction. And you'll experience a totally different life. And you'll become a totally different person. So you have to align your thoughts and actions with the person who already has those results. And you do that by changing your internal conversation, changing the thoughts you believe to be true or untrue about yourself. Start acting like the person who already has the results that you have. I mean, the results that you want. It's all about alignment, right? It's not magic, it's alignment. You're aligning your thoughts and your actions with who you want to become. That's number 2. Number three is reinforcement. Right? So you want to build evidence through small wins. Identity is not changed and built through one action, but it's built through a series of actions. Beliefs are not changed through one action. It is built through a series of actions. The more you repeat something, right? The more you do something in repetition, the more it becomes your life's condition. So you want to build evidence through the small wins, right? You want to start small, start slow, keep it simple, right? Those three things every single day, stacking up those small wins because they're going to compound over time. This is going to allow you to build a solid foundation to becoming the person that you want to become. Think about it like this. You don't build a house by throwing bricks in a pile, right? And then stacking them up and calling it a house. No, you build a house by taking one brick at a time, laying it as perfectly as you can, laying it out as perfectly as you can. You're careful, you're consistent until that structure begins to take shape. So you want to build evidence over time. And what are you building evidence of? You're building identity evidence, right? You're not just building habits, you're building identity evidence. Why? Because you're becoming a different person. You're becoming something else, right? So you're giving yourself evidence to build on top of. You know, people like to talk about this fake it till you make it thing. Fake it till you make it is not real. It doesn't exist. Right? Because you're asking yourself to believe in something that you have no evidence for. The mind, the brain follows evidence. It follows instructions, and it follows instructions well. Right? And it follows what you repeat, because what you do in repetition will be your life's condition. So the more you stack up those small wins and the more you do something consistently over time, your mind begins to believe it and follow it. And then you begin to transform and change your identity. So you want to build reinforcement through the small wins. And lastly, you just want to evolve, right? Things are constantly changing. We're constantly changing. Who you can see yourself becoming now can become so much greater, right? So you want to continuously challenge yourself, continuously set a new standard, continuously elevate, right? Continuously check in on who you're becoming, because we're either going one of two ways. Right? We're becoming more of who we were created to be, or we're becoming less than who we are today. One of those two things. We're not staying still. We're not maintaining. You know how people like to say, man, what's up? Nothing, man, just maintaining. No such thing, right? You're either growing or you're dying. You're getting better, you're getting worse. Either or. And what happens is a lot of people think they're maintaining because they grow a little bit, they die a little bit. They grow a little bit, they die a little bit. They grow a little bit, and they're constantly going back and forth between these two things. So they think they're holding this still, but they're not. They're just bouncing back and forth. So you want to keep evolving your identity. Keep growing. Keep becoming who you were created to become, right? But I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you share this with somebody you feel might be able to benefit from this content. Also, don't forget to check out my book, Winning Within, How to Win the War Between Greatness and Mediocrity, currently available on Amazon. Thank you to all that has supported the book thus far, and I will catch you on the next video.